Good morning. Welcome everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be doing a prediction reading for the 14th of June. Now, I am inside this morning, guys. It's grey. It's freezing. There's no rain, no snow, but it's just, I reckon it was in the minuses again this morning. So we're all too cold. So we're in here. Sprocket's sleeping. Sophie's actually right over the back in her little grey suit. You can just see her snuggled up there. I've had to shoot in my daughter's room, guys, because as you know, I homeschool her, so she's out doing work in the lounge room. Cheers, everybody. I have got my, well, it's a vanilla latte, actually, because it's one of those packet ones. It's nice and frothy. Sometimes you just need that morning coffee to get your kick started, don't you, guys? First off, welcome anybody new to my channel. Like I said yesterday, please ensure you're still subscribed, guys, because we know YouTube's been mucking around with my videos. Feel welcome to comment down below. We chat to each other here. We often read each other's comments because we come from different parts of the world to find out what's really going on. Hit those like buttons as well, guys. You know that helps me a lot too. All right. First off, don't forget, guys, my girlfriend and I, Sandy, we're doing our question and answers on Wednesday. We thought it'd be nice to just get some of your questions and I'll pick out a few and we'll discuss them. Sandy and I'll just work with our guides. This is her book. If anyone's interested, it's on Amazon, Finding Stillness by Liliana Riven. It's just a great, simple read. It's a different concept to how to live in the now. She's very, very gifted at working with animals and people as well. She works with me too, does a lot of healing sessions, but she's very, very gifted. She's worked with my rescue dogs for many, many years. That's how we met, through her working with my dogs. And she's a very interesting person. I know a lot of you guys enjoyed that video that her and I did on Finding Stillness, her book. Go check that out if you haven't. I did leave it at the end of yesterday's video. First off, a little bit of admin, guys. Not a lot. Haven't got much. We've got, oh yes, the G7 summit. It's all happening in Italy. We're all coming together, all the important people. And we've got Joe, of course, giving away. Sleepy Joe is giving more money to Ukraine. Everyone's giving more money to Ukraine. Not that the people get any say in it, do they? And Putin, oh, this is what Joe's words were. Putin cannot divide us. So Putin's the big bad guy in all of this, apparently. Oh, he's one of the big honchos, isn't he? Between him and Xi Jinping, we know they're the powerhouses of the world. So Sleepy Joe's having his say. Honestly, they try and still put Joe on the pedestal, don't they, guys? But still looking a bit shaky in some of the pictures, wasn't he, guys, in the videos? The other thing I found very interesting, guys, briefly on the news this morning, they had this list of the 10 most unaffordable cities. I'm not quite sure who else was on the list, but the first one was Hong Kong, which I thought was very interesting because you just sort of wouldn't think about it as being... Sorry, guys, the energy is very tiring. Hong Kong is the most unaffordable city. The second one was Sydney, here in Australia. And I think about 6th or 7th down was Melbourne and Adelaide here in Australia as well. So that's not looking good for Australia and the cost of living, is it, guys, and housing. I'll see if there's any other ones on that list. They only just briefly went through the Australian ones, of course. Yes, we know it's all becoming very unaffordable. I told you how yesterday they were talking about how popular the tiny homes are in Australia. Because that's all anyone can afford, basically. Like I keep saying. Okay, I'll close my eyes, guys. We'll get started. That's all I've got for admin, and we'll see what comes up. I'm getting sushi make and a visit down under. I'm wondering if he and Elbow are up to something. Or is it Elbow catching up with sushi? I'm just getting this connection to down under. Oh, he might make a trip here. You never know. You never know. He's still got a little bit of time in office, hasn't he, guys? But I'm getting this connection to down under to Australia. A bit of snoring by Sprocket. He likes his little morning nap. They like it when I shoot a video. It's interesting, isn't it? Okay. God, guys, this journey has been just so exhausting, hasn't it, guys? You just can't believe we're still here, like 4.5 years on. Oh my God, it's starting to get longer and longer, isn't it? Every day. I'm getting the competitiveness. I still get Xi Jinping, Putin, and I'm getting Trudeau. We know Trudeau wants to be up there with these big wigs, but he's not quite there yet, but he's still working on it. I am getting that. Trudeau really wants to be a superpower. I just keep getting it. I'm getting these are the top 3 competitors in the big power of the world domination event. That's what I'm getting. How does Trudeau get there? I don't know, but that's his goal. See, not the little people's goal in Canada, it's his goal. All right. Getting Europe, and we know there's been a lot of protests across Europe, and I'm getting the governments pulling the rug out beneath the people, hoping the people will fall over, but the people are jumping, and a lot of people aren't falling over in Europe now. Well, apart from falling over cost of living and having to stand up and fight and everything, but a lot of people are becoming quite stable, and I think when the guides are saying they're becoming quite stable, when the carpet's pulled out from underneath them, it means they're prepared for it, so they're awakening. They're waking up to everything that's going on, guys, and they're starting to become more stable. That's what happens when you awaken. We talk about it all the time here, and you get in your protective stance. You see things coming, so you're able to prepare for it. We always talk about the waves. You don't turn, like as awake people, you don't turn your back on the waves of the ocean and then just get knocked over. Well, they're government waves. You get knocked over by them. You're prepared because you see them coming, so you can stabilize yourself. That's what's happening in Europe. People are starting to stabilize themselves, guys. That means they're waking up across Europe. Gosh, they're showing me China, and I'm getting that image again of, remember the show Get Smart? We've talked about it before, the cone of silence, where you put the cone over your head and you talk to the other person. Apparently, you're not supposed to be able to hear anything. Maxwell Smart used to do it with his boss member in the office in Get Smart. You could talk and no one else would hear. It was called the cone of silence, I think it was called. Well, I'm getting this for China. I keep getting in China. Sorry, guys. I'm so tired in this video today. I'm sure you guys are feeling that energy as well, because we're on the shift. There's a consciousness change, vibrational frequency change. I'm getting this in China with these freedom movements and freedom parties. I keep getting there's this very tight cone of silence. There's communication going on, but it's not being typed in. It's not being a written word. It's being spoken, but not near any phones. It's everything that's being spoken it's saying to me being spoken off grid. It's almost like meetings are being held away from what do you call it? Away from everything. They're being held in very isolated parts of Canada. It's very secretive. It's being kept very hushed, like it's a hushed energy, because they don't want things getting out. That's what I'm getting, because we know the written word. You've got the Bills Act, isn't it? The what do you call that bill we've been talking about? It's getting passed everywhere. That if you upset somebody, you're going to get practically arrested and charged. Oh, the hate speech and all that. So I'm getting in China, this is being very discreet. Things are being talked about, but no one's got their phones and no one's able to be heard. Nothing's being done in houses. It could be that it's being done out in a forest or out in nature, or people's meetings. They're coming together, and they're not like massive. They're smaller, so it's only groups of 10, groups of 20. But nonetheless, there's these groups, and then it's showing me it's like networking. Someone from this group will take it to that next group, then that group takes it to the next group. It's a networking process towards freedom is what I'm getting in Canada. Oh, I know it sounds far-fetched, guys, but honestly, when you're dealing with these dictating tyrants, it's like anything. You've got to be saying one step ahead. I'm getting that song. I think it's by Split Enz, Neil Finnegan, One Step Ahead. I think it's actually called One Step Ahead, the song. One step ahead of you, always one step ahead. This is what I'm getting in China. They've got to be one step ahead of Trudeau. People have to be smarter in China. They can't get caught, basically, until, well, it's kind of saying until the numbers really grow, until they are all in agreement. I just keep getting these freedom parties. Oh, fingers, guys, fingers. All right, let's keep going. I am getting like hats off to dissenters in Florida. People are really like taking their hats off to him and how he stood his ground and how he's so strong in his beliefs and the things he carries through. He's very, very strong person. And again, it's belief in yourself. It's like we talk about the David Icke thing here. He believes he's not on the vibrational frequency of this darkness and these sort of dark energies they're bringing in. So he doesn't worry about being hurt by them or anything like that. Well, I feel like that's what dissenters is. He feels like he's on a vibrational frequency. It's like he knows, it's almost like he knows that he's, well, it's not untouchable. It's not really the word. That he can't be accessed. And it's like he has a knowing that it's his job to make a difference and stand out in the crowd. It's like his goals, his life's purpose. So I am getting that for dissenters. People take their hats off to him. They go kind of like this, they're showing me. This is in America and surrounding states, because I don't think a lot of people, to be honest, have the balls to do this, to stand up to the Biden government and that, and step outside of the norm. It takes a lot of courage and strength to be able to do that. So a lot of people take their hats off to what dissenters has done in the last few years. It's been a lot. Even just the moving the immigrants back, putting them on buses and taking them back to where they were from, or whatever he's done with mandates, picky wheel, all these many things have happened over there that he's stood his ground on. He's a very strong character. And this is what the guides are saying, he kind of represents some light. He's actually like this beacon of light in America. That's what I'm getting. And we know they all go there for their holidays, all these leaders and bloody parliamentarians and everything, don't they, guys? Well, let's go to Florida where it's nice and free. Frustrating. Actually, I heard something that Macron might be backpedaling with New Caledonia and that democracy decision. I feel like I did get that inkling. It ran across Sky News that he might have suspended that for the time being because he won't want it upsetting the Olympic Games and putting a spotlight on him, will he? No, of course not. So I did hear that. All right, let's keep going. I'm just getting the renewable plans aren't going so well. I'm getting particularly Australia, but it's probably global as well. A lot of people are returning. The coal mines might be getting fired up again. Is it coal-fired power stations? I do feel that otherwise there'll be this horrific gap. I'm just getting that, which is kind of might be good for some of the towns, some of the little country towns, particularly in Oz I'm getting, but it could be globally too. I think now a lot of the leaders are realising they've got to be able to bridge the gap. They can't just go, bang, let's go on to renewables. As we know, the nuclear power stations and things aren't built. You've got to have people to staff it. AI can't do everything. Well, they can do a lot. We know that. This is what I'm getting now. They're having to like step back a little bit and allow some of these processes, older processes, to still continue, even though in their minds these leaders, and they might be outdated, they still realise, see, unrealistic goals. Never going to happen, guys. We've got some crazy goals set here in Australia for net zero emissions and all this rubbish. Oh, can't stand it. It's just so much BS, isn't it, guys? All this climate change crap. It's just, there was something on Clown Planet that they were talking about, and they kept blaming climate change for something. It's like completely not associated with weather or anything, and you just think, yeah, climate change. As you guys say, global warming, global boiling seems to pop up in all of our faces, even though we're all getting grey skies, rain, all over the world at the moment. I don't think anyone's getting sunshine, are they? Let us know here if anyone's in sunshine, because it's not sounding like anybody is. I'm getting again that people are very reluctant to change their lives. People are very reluctant. I have noticed here where I live, guys, there was a lot of homes for sale for a period of time and they were selling really well. Homes aren't selling now. Their signs are just sitting there for ages and ages. So I'm thinking the old housing market's gone a little bit quiet because people are reluctant to buy because it's such a huge commitment. And the thing is that interest rates are hovering here in Oz. They're about to move again. We know they've pretended to drop them in, China and I think UK, or maybe it was Europe. But like we know, it's all part of the trickery clown show, just getting everyone to catch up onto the same interest rate, and then they'll probably just lift them through the roof again. So I'm getting that people are very, very reluctant to invest. This is the little people, peasants and Lego people, not the big global elite wealthy investors. Oh, they're happy to invest. They'll buy up whatever they can here, there and everywhere. But the little people now are hesitating to buy homes, invest in properties, all this kind of thing. Once upon a time, that was a very realistic thing, but now I feel like that's becoming a little unattainable, to be honest. You could call it the American dream as well, like over there where people want the house with the picket fence and all that, the old American dream. It's going bye-bye, is what I'm getting. So you guys will be noticing this. There's a lot of for sale signs up because people can't afford the mortgages, but then people aren't buying them, and then they've got to drop the price in order to sell them. So that means people are left with this chunk of money they're still paying off. We know how it goes. I remember, John, you were telling us there's a name for it when you don't make the same money on the house, and this is where housing prices will start to fluctuate anyway, guys. I can't remember what you called it. All right, let's keep going. Still keep getting Papua New Guinea up the top of Australia, guys, and I'm getting Diamonds Are Forever, that song, Diamonds Are Forever. And it's showing me like, it's almost like a Dr. Evil. Well, I guess we could get the image of K-Schwab then with his magnifying glass, like looking at these big, massive diamonds like this. Like, that's what I'm getting for Papua New Guinea. Obviously, it is diamond mining up there, if I'm getting that visual. Big takeovers, just these big wigs are moving into Papua New Guinea. I keep getting it. We know there's civil unrest up there. There's a lot of fighting between tribes and things. It's a bit out of control. But I am getting now there's the person looking through the like magnifying glass at these big diamonds. And it's the wealthy, obviously the wealthy elites and the people who are running this show. They're taking the resources I'm getting out of Papua New Guinea. They're taking the resources. It's like they're just stomping on people. I told you they had that big landslide the other day, and they were all happy because they were going to be able to use the big bulldoze and digging equipment from the mine that was next door. The mine that was next door. Bit sus, isn't it, guys? Conveniently right next door where the landslide happened. Like, so many questions we have, guys. So I am getting that song, Diamonds Are Forever. Just never ends. How's the greed of the world we're living in at the moment, guys? It's unbelievable. They just displaced people out of there. They reckon thousands died in that landslide in Papua New Guinea. It's mad. Who would survive that? It was just like this big mud thing just came down and that was it. Wiped out like a village. Complete insanity. All right. I'm getting for us, I'm getting this song, not song, I'm getting that we have to tear this all apart now. It's showing me like this great big, like, it's like a map. And it's saying we have to pull it apart and put it back together the correct way, which I think a lot of times we tend to do anyway. But this is what's happening at the current moment. It's like everyone is being given this map that's incorrect. And as BS detectors, we have to rip it apart, put it back together the correct way in order for it to make sense. And I guess you could get, this sort of gets back to the X-file filing cabinets of the Mulder and Scully that we've been doing, putting things into our filing system, all the information, so it starts to make sense. But it's like ripping this map apart and putting it together the correct way, because it's been put together in such a way that it's very confusing to the people. People don't understand where this is headed, where it's going, why these things are going on, but we do. We realise that the puzzle's been put together the wrong way, and we're able to pull it apart and redo it again so that it makes sense. I'm just getting that for us. We've got to start putting the puzzle together now. And I'm getting that song by Fleetwood Mac, You Can Go Your Own Way. You can go your own way, drawn again on the lonely days. Meaning we can go our own way on the map to find like the treasure, or to find the truth, to uncover things. That's what I'm getting. We can go our own way. We can do the map our own way. Again, it's all the trickery and illusion that they're giving to people just to confuse them, That's what I'm getting. I'm just getting this map, and it's a map puzzle that we've got to pull apart and put back together our own way that tells the truth. And that's the problem solving, working things out, because it ain't easy, guys. We know this 6 months from June to Christmas is going to be really challenging. So therefore, we have to, it's almost like starting at the beginning of again with the puzzle. Like just when you think you've got the puzzle all sorted, you realise, oh my God, you go to put something and you realise, no, this isn't working. I've got to undo this and do it all again. That's us. We've got to kind of go back to the beginning and redo the puzzle. The global reset puzzle, because it's changed. The puzzle they've been showing people and giving people was incorrect. And we've got to correct it now. This is in our own thoughts and our clarity and our using our problem solving skills. All right, I hope that makes sense. It's a bit confusing. But saying that, it is confusing times, isn't it? Because we don't even know the half of what's going on. We still have to work all this out in our head. All right. I'm getting China's rising. This is interesting. They really struggle if they rise against Xi over there. It's very ugly. I think they get beaten, thrown in the lockups, the same old thing. They actually get marched off to camps, actually. Anyone who speaks out against communism, they get like arrested and put into these like schools where they try to reteach them. I've actually seen that. I forgot about that. Saw it on a doco a long time ago where they actually try and rewire and retrain their brain to become little soldiers of the empire, little communist soldiers. I am getting that, but I still get people standing up in China. You feel so sorry for them, don't you? It's like a lost cause over there, isn't there? Because there's only like a handful of protesters and then a zillion of the army, police, etc., etc. But then I guess you think about that guy on the, Tiananmen Square, who stood in front of that tanker. That one person sent a message to the rest of the world, didn't he? Whatever happened to him, we do not know. He sort of disappeared off the face of the earth. But I tell you what, I think that photo has a lot of impact. It shows you what one little show of strength can do. He highlighted a lot to the rest of the world around what was going on there. It's interesting, isn't it, looking back at situations, isn't it, guys? All right, let's see if there's one more thing, guys. I'm getting a lot of the global leaders are sort of hiding now. It's showing me them like turtles retracting into their little shell and being all safe. We know Sushi's good at doing this. Comes out for a bit and then he zips back into 10 Downing Street to protect himself, or travel around the world to the G7 summit, and then they pop their head back in for a little while like a turtle to protect. I am getting that. They still like to protect themselves. They still have their hard shell on so they can just not be exposed to things. I am getting that sort of turtle energy where they pop out, throw a few things out and roll a few things out and then pop their head back. And this is all the leaders. They protect themselves because they don't want to have tomatoes and eggs and things thrown at them, maybe milkshakes either. So I do feel like they do have this come out, then retreat, come out, then retreat. So we're going to see a lot more of this now till Christmas. They'll come out, implement things, say something, then retreat. Elbo's very good at retreating. He usually flies off in his private jet plane overseas. That's how he retreats. Others like Trudeau go to their tropical islands, etc. They got the life, haven't they? None of us can go on holidays anymore or go anywhere. We usually go away for, 1 night or 2 nights. It's about the extent of people's holidays now, unless you work in a travel agency and get a big discount, I suppose. But people just don't travel like they used to. All right, let's see if there's one more thing. I am getting that the dynamics is really changing between the little people and the global elites. Like, we know they're pushing out middle class. This is very obvious they're doing that. And so I feel like the dynamics is really changing now. People are losing respect for their parliament leaders. They're losing respect for their prime ministers. The president, I think, lost a bit of respect a while ago, just saying. I.e. the Trump show. So I'm just getting that. People are losing respect for them now. People aren't respecting them because they're not helping them. People know now they're not helping them. They're not guiding them properly. They're not helping them. In fact, it feels like to a lot of people that the government's hindering them in their future and moving forward. They're not allowing them to move forward, and people are losing respect for their government leaders. That's what we want, guys. We lost respect for them a long time ago, didn't we, guys? The BS detectors, yeah, not much respect happening there for these global leaders. I didn't bring any cards today, guys, so we might just have a look at Liliana's, Sandy's book. Let's see what we've got. I'll pick something out to read. Their meditations. Hang on, let me have a look. Oh, I'm fogging up. I'm fogging up. All right, we'll read this bit, guys. Loving kindness for challenging relationships. Because I think most of us have been through, in the last few years, some challenging times in regards to relationships. I'm still in it with my mum. She still believes the whole mass psychosis, picky wheel thing. We still exchange words about it now and again. Not always, but now and again. So let's read loving kindness for challenging relationships. Send loving kindness and compassion to individuals with whom you have challenging relationships. Practice forgiveness and cultivate empathy, understanding that everyone is on their own journey. Even those who greatly annoy you, try changing your response today. Smile instead of frown. Thank them instead of growl. Share your chocolate brownie with them or get them a coffee when you get one. Ask yourself, maybe they are that way because they hurt. Try and see yourself in their shoes for a moment, which a lot of us have tried to do. And I think we've actually got better at that. Like, we sort of know that we've talked about a lot. Everyone's on their journey at different times. We didn't all go through the awakening at the same time. Some people may never wake up. We know that, especially around the mass psychosis. Let's read this second part about mindful eating in silence. Have a silent, mindful meal today. Eat slowly and maybe eliminate the sugars today and find something that nourishes your body. Try something different like a dragon fruit or green smoothies. Pay attention to the taste, textures, and nourishment that the food provides. Observe what foods you are eating that aren't giving you a good response. Today, say no to coffee. Oh, we can't. Or that caffeine hit. Oh, I don't think I can, guys. Instead, try amino water to hydrate or warm lemon water. Maybe no fried fast food today. Choose instead slow food like steamed veggies or fresh spinach salad. Try preparing your meal with conscious love and set intentions for that food to give your body wellness. And I really think that's just about being more aware of what you're drinking, what you're eating, but not as in like the health. Well, the health benefits are a bonus. I meant don't just like eat willy-nilly and not enjoy and allow those taste buds to rise to the surface. I think this is what Sandy is kind of alluding to in this book. And I'm going to read one more here, guys. Mindful breathing breaks. See, we see the world so differently through all of our senses, don't we, guys? Practice short mindful awareness of your breathing throughout the day. Pause, close your eyes if possible, and take a few conscious breaths. Use these moments to recenter and re-establish a sense of calm. This I have to do a lot, guys, when I get those little bits of panic attack anxiety. I know a lot of you guys get them too, especially when we're going through such a big consciousness shift. It really does affect us. Observe while you exercise how you breathe. What warm-up short breathing exercises could you do today before you get out of bed? How are you breathing? Could you take a few deep breaths and gentle movements to wake yourself up gently? Or as you are driving to work and thinking about your day, can you pause and think about a few deeper, slower breaths? Or instead of sitting down for lunch, could you stand and do a few arm movements with a few breaths and observe how much of your lungs are you using? Before and during exercise, regulate your breathing. Practice a few deep belly breaths. And really, if you think about it, that's very Eckhart Tolle, like living in the now, focusing on your breath. And I find that's what I have to do. If I start getting anxious or I'm getting overwhelmed, you have to bring yourself back to the breath, because the breath distracts you from all the chaos and takes away all the clutter in your mind. It's like anything. If you sit outside in nature, that's why we talk about these things. Listen to Sprocket. I know you guys find, a lot of you, not all, find his snoring very soothing because it's a repetitive sound, isn't it? It probably makes you aware to focus on your breath, because sometimes when I'm getting music or something at the end, I can hear him and I'm like it's focusing on your breath is a really valuable tool. I think that's something that we all need to practice a little bit more of. And you can even feel it. Sometimes you'll be driving your car and you can feel your jaw gets a bit tight or something. Just be aware of these things too. Like stretch your mouth. You know, a lot of us shallow breathe. You forget to really let that air out. These are the things that sort of build up and create tension and tightness in your body. Just a few tips out of the book, guys. All right, I'll see if there's one more thing to finish off with, guys. Hang on a sec. I'm getting Simple Minds Alive and Kicking. Such a great song, isn't it? I love that. Very motivating, that song. And of course, they're giving me the eye of the tiger. Rising up, straight to the top, because we've got the tiger here. Full of songs of my senses. Is that what it says, senses? Interesting. I'm not gonna stop, because I've got the will to survive. Eye of the tiger we're getting. All right. Oh, they give me that song from Shrek. We always get it, that Accidentally in Love. Accidentally in Love. I'm going to leave you with that today, where Donkey's walking along with them, and then they, Shrek and Fiona are out of Shrek fall in love, and then they've got the balloons that they blow up the fish and all that. I think it is Accidentally in Love. But that's what happens. Oh, I even know, is this not Smash Pumpkins? Who sings that song? Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that today, guys. I don't know what it's called. Is it called accidentally in love? But that's what happens when you awaken. It's like you awaken, but you accidentally like stumble a bit, but then you awaken and you sort of fall in love with yourself. Like it's not literally falling in love with yourself. It's just you learn to be kind to yourself and nurture yourself and take care of yourself. And that's the one thing that most of us have had to do along this journey of life. We're probably always way too hard on ourselves. And now we just see ourselves very differently, don't we, guys? Oh, they give me another song. Hang on a minute. I'm getting that Police song, Fields of Glory. And we're flying through fields of glory. It's a really pretty song, that, by Sting. I really like that song. And now I'm getting that other song. Oh, I'm going to finish with this today, the Cranberries. Oh, I really love this song. Linger. Do you have to let it linger? Oh, heart and all the soul. They were Irish, weren't they? That common part that's coming. I was wrong to be. Oh, linger. That's so pretty. I suppose you could sort of see that as like we're lingering on the outskirts now. We're just lingering around, just staying in our truth, being ourselves, just lingering in the background is what I'm getting for that. So I'm going to leave it at that. I really love that song, Cranberries. Linger. Do you have to let it linger? Oh, it's so pretty. All right, I'm going to say goodbye from me and the doggos. Bye from Sprocket. Meditating. And goodbye. Oh, Sophie's still up in the corner. There she is, up there. Look. Sophie. Oh, they're both tired. Cold weather. All right, I'm going to say goodbye from Australia. Don't forget, if you want to leave a question for Sandy and I, just put Q and write your question right underneath your comment at the end and I'll find it. Takes me a day or two to get back to your comments. You know it does, guys. That's if YouTube ever gives them to me. Don't forget to check if you're subscribed, and I'll say goodbye from Australia. Like buttons, like I said, comment. Please consider subscribing. Great to have you here, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.